Have you ever felt like the rules of morality, the very definitions of good and evil, just don't quite fit? Like they're a set of hand-me-down clothes, tailored for someone else, from a different time? If so, you're not alone. Over a century ago, a philosopher with a legendary mustache asked the same questions, and his answers shook the very foundations of Western thought. His name was Friedrich Nietzsche, and his book, Beyond Good and Evil, is what we're diving into today. So, what does it even mean to go beyond good and evil? It sounds a bit like a supervillain's motto, right? But Nietzsche wasn't advocating for chaos or telling us to go out and be bad. He was doing something much more radical. He was questioning where our ideas of good and evil came from in the first place. He wanted us to stop blindly accepting them and start thinking for ourselves. Imagine two ancient societies. First, you have the masters, the nobles. They are strong, powerful, and proud. For them, good is everything that reflects their own nature, strength, courage, ambition, and a love for life. Bad is simply what's weak, timid, or common. This is what Nietzsche calls master morality. It's a morality born from a powerful yes to life. But then you have the other group, the slaves, the oppressed, the weak. They can't compete with the masters on their terms. So what do? According to Nietzsche, they perform a brilliant psychological trick. They can't say, "You are strong and I am weak," so they flip the script. They say, "You, the powerful, are evil. Your strength is cruelty. Your pride is vanity. We, the meek, the poor, the suffering we, are the good. Our weakness is a virtue. Our humility is a strength." This he calls slave morality. It's born from resentment, from saying no to the values of the powerful. Nietzsche argued that for the last 2,000 years, especially through the influence of Judeo-Christian traditions, slave morality has triumphed in the Western world. We've been taught to value pity, humility, and self-sacrifice, and to be suspicious of power, ambition, and pride. We praise the good person who turns the other cheek and condemn the evil person who asserts their will. Now, Nietzsche isn't saying one is inherently better than the other. He's acting like a philosophical genealogist, tracing the family tree of our values. He wants to show us that our morality isn't some divine absolute truth sent from the heavens. It's man-made. It was created by specific people at a specific time for a specific purpose. And if it was created, it can be questioned, it can be overcome. This is where his idea of the will to power comes in. For Nietzsche, the fundamental drive of everything in the universe isn't just to survive, but to expand, to grow, to overcome challenges, and to exert its strength. Think of a tiny seed cracking through concrete to reach the sun. That's the will to power. Or an artist who pushes through exhaustion and self-doubt to finish their masterpiece. That's the will to power. It's the drive to become more than what you are. Slave morality, in his view, suppresses this will to power, labeling it as selfish or evil. It encourages us to be small, to be tame. So, who is the person that can move beyond this inherited morality? Nietzsche calls them the free spirit, or the philosopher of the future. This isn't someone who just rejects all rules and does whatever they want. That's just another form of slavery. Being a slave to your impulses, the true free spirit is someone who understands the history of morality. They see good and evil not as absolute commands, but as perspectives. Think of it like standing on a mountain. From one side, the view looks a certain way. From the other side, it's completely different. The free spirit is the one who can climb the mountain and see all the different perspectives without being chained to just one. They can appreciate the strength of master morality and the cleverness of slave morality. They are creative. They don't just follow values, they create them. They are strong enough to forge their own path, to define for themselves what is noble, and what is base, based on their own will to power and their own affirmation of life. This is a lonely and dangerous path. Nietzsche describes it with the metaphor of walking on a tightrope over an abyss. It's easy to fall back into the comfort of the crowd and their accepted morality. It's also easy to fall into nihilism, the belief that nothing matters at all. The free spirit has to maintain their balance, creating meaning in a world that doesn't offer any. Another key idea in the book is what Nietzsche calls the herd instinct. He saw modern society as encouraging conformity. We're told to get in line, to think the same, to want the same things. The education system, politics, the media, he saw them all as tools that create a docile herd of people who are predictable and easy to manage. The herd fears the individual who stands out, the one who asks difficult questions, the one who dares to be different. They will label this person as dangerous, or strange, or, well, evil. The free spirit must have the courage to withstand the pressure of the herd and to embrace their own solitude. And what about truth? Nietzsche had some radical ideas here too. He famously asked, "What then is truth?" A movable host of metaphors, metonymies, and anthropomorphisms. What he meant is that we often mistake our human interpretations of the world for the world itself. Our language, our science, our philosophies, they are all tools, perspectives that help us navigate reality, but they are not reality itself. The free spirit understands this. They are not dogmatic. They don't cling to one truth as the final answer. They are willing to wear different masks, to try on different perspectives, to experiment with ideas, always knowing that they are just that, perspectives. This is what he called perspectivism. There is no God's eye view, no single objective truth, only an infinite number of interpretations. So, how does any of this apply to our lives today? Reading Beyond Good and Evil isn't about becoming a cold, unfeeling person. It's an invitation to be more honest with yourself. It's a challenge to examine your own values. Why do you believe what you believe? Did you consciously choose your values, or did you just absorb them from your family, your culture, or social media? Are your ideas of good and bad helping you grow, to affirm life, to express your own will to power? Or are they holding you back, making you feel guilty for your own strengths and ambitions? Nietzsche is asking us to be the artists of our own lives, to take the raw material of our existence, our strengths, weaknesses, passions, and fears, and sculpt it into something beautiful and meaningful. It's a call to self-overcoming, to constantly challenge yourself, to push your own limits, and to create your own table of values. This is a demanding philosophy. It offers no easy answers, no comforting dogma. It places the full weight of responsibility for your life and your values directly onto your shoulders. But in that responsibility, there is also the ultimate freedom, the freedom to become who you are, to move beyond the black and white thinking of good and evil, and into the vibrant, colorful, and complex reality of life itself. So the next time you find yourself judging yourself or others based on a simple good or bad label, maybe take a moment. Ask yourself, in the spirit of Nietzsche, where does this judgment come from? What perspective is it serving? And is there, perhaps, a view from a little higher up? Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive into one of philosophy's most challenging and rewarding books. If you enjoyed this exploration of ideas, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next video. Let me know in the comments what you think about Nietzsche's ideas. Is he a genius, a madman, or a bit of both? Until next time, keep questioning.